Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
3/12/24.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Little update on what I'm doing right now, where I'm at. Currently on phase 1 FXIFY account. Didn't get to record all the other trades, but I'm just going to tell you where I'm at right now. So currently I am in drawdown, very, very bad drawdown, because I made a lot of mistakes, just like everybody else. Let me tell you about these trades, and I'm going to tell you a little bit of what was going on throughout the history of this. But they always say that the best traders are made in drawdown. So I mean, this is not going to phase me. I'm looking to take these trades back to break even. That's my goal right now. We just had some news. Let me see what we got. See if I can bring it up. I think today we had CPI. Yeah, we had core CPI and CPI today, Tuesday. So yes, a lot of people say don't trade the news, but let me tell you why I did and why it actually fit my game plan. So let me break it down to you guys real quick. So let me go on the 4 hour. So I took a trade here on USD CAD. And why did I take a buy and why did I not look for sells? Because technically we are bearish right now, because you can see right here we have this massive candle on the 4 hour. We have this not respecting these lows. We took out a bunch of liquidity right here. And CPI, knowing that it's a fresh week, today's Tuesday, knowing that, I already knew that we're going to at least pull back up into this 4 hour fair value gap, which is right here. So knowing that, and knowing that you know, there's also a nice little support area right here. If you go on the 4 hour, there is something that I like to use, which is inverse fair value gap on the 4 hour right here, which these candles broke through and retested. We also saw a nice little liquidity grab right here. So when I saw that on the 15-minute, when the news came out, I waited for this candle to close, and then as soon as this candle closed, I wanted to see some bullish signals, some bullish candles, which I bought right here. Put my stop loss below here because of the 4 hour wick. And I took a chance on this trade, about 3 lots, and I'm looking to take profits within this fair value gap. So that's my USD CAD trade, and the reason for this is because I have a lot of market intuition, aside from a lot of the 4 hour fair value gap right here, telling me that this right here is getting rejected, and we're probably not going to continue selling until we fill in some gaps, which usually happens. So it was, in a way, it's a counter trend, but it works out because I know every time when the weekly open and it's a new week, we usually pull back before we continue our trajectory of where we're going, which is, for instance, this right here would be bearish. So moving on to GJ, and why I took the buy as well is because if you see right here, we broke out of all of this right here, consolidation. We built a bunch of liquidity right here. As soon as I saw this break out of this inverse fair value gap, which is part of my strategy that I like to use, we broke out, we retested it right here, and then after that we came up right here, the news hit, and we started selling off. But usually when news does something like this, my market intuition, knowing that we have a lot of sell side liquidity, is we're probably most likely gonna reverse and do the opposite of what everybody's thinking. And usually, like I said, on the opening of Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays, those are usually pullback days from every single week that I've noticed and analyzed, right? So I took a buy right here as soon as this 15-minute candle closed. I had a limit here. I didn't want to miss it, so I took a manual buy, and then I put my stop loss below here for 22 pips, and I'm looking to run it up. I mean, I could get taken out still from what we're seeing here because it's GJ and it does a lot of wicking in and out, but it is what it is. I'm looking to take profits at least within this order block right here or fair value gap. I want to see this fill. I want to see liquidity taken around here. I'm mostly bearish on it, but sometimes I do counter trend if I know the market's gonna pull back and I could see that it's Monday, Tuesday, there's news. I usually want to do the opposite of everything, and this all comes in time with chart time and market intuition. So that's how I came up with the game plan. Of course, nothing's for certain, but from all the time I've been watching news and Monday, Tuesdays, I knew that, hey, you know, we're probably gonna pull back. Same thing with UJ, and the reason why I trade these type of pairs mostly, USD CAD is I usually don't trade it, but I saw the setup and I couldn't help myself, right? It was a nice little setup. I usually trade only the JPY type pairs, and the reason for it is I love the volatility. It's always trending, it's always moving. I'm a swing trader. Most of the time, I usually don't scalp, so I like to hold trades for hundreds of pips and grab. I like to grab the whole pie. A lot of people only want a slice. I want the whole pie. My trading is, I guess you could say, it is a little on the greedy side, but there's a strategy to the madness. So same thing with here and how I got here. We got all this sell side liquidity right here, Monday, Tuesday, pullback. You know, keeping that in mind that I'm still overall bearish, but I'm taking the pullback. This is considered a pullback to a fair value gap, and also we had new CPI. So when I had this inverse fair value gap right here marked up, I saw this right here break out, and then I saw it go up here, and as soon as news hit, it sold off. As soon as it sold off, I waited for the candle to close above candle to close here, and I saw the candle buying up, and I knew that everything was fitting the narrative, everything was fitting the idea for my market intuition and the pattern. It actually came into this fair value gap on the 15-minute right here. I saw that, I bought right here, put my stop loss below. My TP would actually be at most likely in one of these fair value gaps, maybe at the daily right here. I'm looking to get out as soon as possible. Of course, I'm not going to hold this trade any long. Maybe into this fair value gap, but since I know I'm counter trending, I want to get out, get out, not stay in too long. It's not my typical like swing trades. If I swing trade, I want to be with the trend, so I want to be holding it. You know, when it was like last week and was selling off, I probably would have swing this for multiple days, got out towards the end of at least Thursday or Friday, depending on how it looks. And the reason why is I do not like holding trades over the weekend, because usually on the next full week, we usually do some pullbacks, and I do not want to be holding it through the pullback. So I'd rather just sell off towards the end of the closing week. All right, and another piece of information that I use is the Dixie. So obviously the Dixie right now, we're finally bearish, and we do have some fundamentals in where they're planning on rate cuts, and whenever they do rate cuts is usually weakening of the dollar and strengthening all the risk on assets like Euro, USD, Pound, and also Bitcoin, and just anything risk on, NASDAQ and all that stuff. But it just, well, yet again, NASDAQ and S&P is its own liquidity, so it's still a little confusing. I'm still learning futures, but that'll be for another video. So another reason why I was looking for buys on those pairs, because they actually correlate with the dollar, price for price, movement for movement wise. So we knew that we're going to pull back at least halfway through this fair value gap right here. Knowing that, and knowing, you know, Monday to Tuesdays, like I said, are pullback days, I already had intuition, aside from seeing the patterns play out within itself, that we're going to do this, because it could keep going and selling off, but it was very unlikely, knowing the market likes to play around, filling gaps and manipulate before it keeps going to its trend, right? So overall, I'm bearish and I'm looking for sells still. Why do I look at the dollar? I use it as kind of like another confluence to every single trade. So that's kind of like the method to my madness. Like I said, at the end of the day, I do have a very solid strategy. I do have chart patterns and technicals that I look at, but I also look at where it's at, and also I have a lot of chart time and market intuition. Those are things that you really can't learn off of anything unless you're kind of in the markets live on a daily basis. So the more you watch the markets, the more chart time you have, the more intuition you will have. So I recommend that if you're a newbie, you put in the hours, you wake up certain times, and you trade the time zones as frequently and as consistency, so you can see the setup, you can see how it moves Monday through Friday, and just that's the best way you can really learn, because market intuition can't really be taught. It's kind of, you have to be experiencing it for yourself for the market intuition part, and you got to put in the work, you got to put in the chart time. So let's go back to where it's at right now. I'm currently up about 1.9K. You know, like I said, I was in a little bit of drawdown, and I had a few, you know, good and bad trades. I could have passed, but you know, there's a lot of things going on with, especially when we had I had a really nice Solana trade that broke even. It was up 33%, but you know, the pullback on altcoins is ridiculous. Anyways, yeah, so this is where I'm at. My goal is to get to break even, but if not, then I'll just close out as soon as it hits near the fair value gap targets that I'm looking for. I might get stopped out of GJ. We'll see. I might break even. I don't like being in GJ per se for that long, because it tends to do some weird pullbacks and weird things, so I don't really trust GJ as much. But as of USD CAD and UJ, I can see it pulling back to a gap. But yeah, that's pretty much my trade for Tuesday and my game plan as of now. Overall game plan would be looking for UJ sells, and let me explain to you my overall game plan for this and why. Because if we look on the daily right here, we do have an order block right here, which I would like for it to hit. So let me break this down. So obviously we have this trend line break right here on the daily candle, or the daily time. So usually when we break out of higher time frames, it holds a lot of weight. So as of where my sell orders are going to be, I might ideally look for a sell in this fair value gap right here on the daily. There's another sell zone right here, but overall I'm looking for sells. If you also go on the weekly right here, we have a nice bearish closing weekly candle, which gives more confluence. I've noticed we like to pull back near at least 75 to about 80% of the candle. We might pull back into this little I think supply area right here, this wick. We like to pull back to like nice little wick areas, or we could pull back into the near the top of this body right here and then sell off. So I'm going to be looking out, and then we also have a fair value gap, which was on the daily right here. So I'm going to be looking for these three zones: this zone right here, this wick right here, and this block right here, daily block. So yeah, I'm looking for that. So I'm looking for sells all the way down. Where's my sell target for my swings? I mean, I'm looking to take liquidity here, take liquidity here, take liquidity here, all the way down to here. All in all, this is looking like a nice swing, about 1,000 pips swing. So that's what I'm looking for in the next coming week. It might not happen right away. It might happen week by week, but we're gonna see. I'm gonna try to take some profits and trail on the way, depending on how it moves. You know, I really don't want to be holding through the pullbacks, but I might not take profits right away because I'm very confident in at least the narrative right now. So UJ usually my main swing trading ideas. Let's see. And yeah, so that's the game plan.
3/13/24.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Here's a little update on my trade from yesterday and what happened. I actually closed out the trade yesterday. I personally don't feel comfortable about counter trending, and usually counter trend is never a good idea because it's stacking everything against your favor. So yeah, I did hesitate a little bit. I closed out my CAD trade right here. I closed out my UJ and GJ trade. I actually went in again for another buy, and I cashed out at least 2K up on it. And then I went in. Well, this right here, this was a mess up on Euro JPY. I accidentally moved my stop loss. I meant to move it at the high, but I placed it like 1 pip above, and it just took me out by accident. Oh, it is what it is. Overall, this is where I'm currently at. My equity is up 95,457. Right now, I'm actually back at around 94,990. And that's a good thing. But new lesson learned is that I will not ever take a trade that counter trends. I'm just gonna wait for my levels and then enter the trade, because it's always good to stick to my plan. And if I ever, break my rules, I usually end up losing really bad and start making a bunch of mistakes. So moving forward, I'm going to work on a lot more discipline and a lot more waiting and patience, waiting for my key levels, and then taking a trade. So let me update you on these 3 trades that I recently took and the reason for them. I mean, obviously, the narrative overall on the dollar is still bearish, and we actually hit into this 4-hour fair value gap right here, and we're rejecting off of it. We also have a nice little trend line break right here to add a little bit more confluence, and we're up below the 250 EMA, which I also use for confluence. So right here we are on UJ right here, and the reason for this short trade right here is that we did tap into this order block right here. This is a nice 4-hour order block, and if we go on the 15 minutes, I saw a nice little break of structure. I like to use inverse fair value gap, so I saw this candle sell off, so I placed a limit order right in the middle of this fair value gap, inverse fair value gap, at 147.907, and my stop loss is actually right here above this wick at 148.185, above this. And yeah, that's my first trade. My second trade is on UJ, and we actually tapped into this 4-hour order block as well, and it also is rejecting off of this fair value gap on the 4-hour. So I'm giving this a little try. I'm only going really light. I'm only risking about 0.5% per trade because it hasn't hit my higher key level. But yet again, sometimes you don't get what you want, and sometimes it might just bounce off of this level instead. So it's better to try to get in than miss the trade, but at the same time, it just depends on you. And personally, I'd rather try to get in here. If this trade doesn't go my way, okay, I'll wait for the next level and then get in here. If this trade doesn't go my way, then I'll try the next level until the trade is invalid and it's actually bullish again, right? So as of right now, I'm still bearish on this pair as well because it's somewhat correlated to UJ. So right here, I placed the trade as soon as I saw this inverse fair value gap right here break. I took an order right here because I saw this break, and I took a limit order, put my stop loss above here. So that's where my stop loss is. And yeah, so far it's going my way. We have a little bit of consolidation right here, but I'm expecting lower prices. Keep in mind, today we don't have any real news, do we? Today is Wednesday, so we don't really have any strong news. We do have crude oil inventory and 30-year auction bond, which is probably coming up in a little bit. It already happened. Yeah, so let's see. Let me reset this. Yeah, there it goes. So yeah, we already have everything. So tomorrow is when we're going to see a lot more volatility, core PPI, core retail sales PPI. So I'm going to keep that in mind, of course. Even though I'm in these shorts, we might actually consolidate, and the big move might happen tomorrow. As soon as we break some levels in the Asian session, I'm going to look to break even just in case and see where it goes. Let's see. Yeah, so same thing with here. I'm going to look to break even once we break certain levels. And right here as well, I'm also in a short right here, a Euro JPY. Looks like it's not really going my way, but it could tap into this 15-minute order block right here. Like I said, I like to use inverse fair value gap. We did sell below it. Unfortunately, it's either this is a deep retracement or this is the wrong area to short. But like I said, I'm only placing a small 0.5% risk, and I do like how it did tap into this 4-hour order block right here somewhat. It could actually retrace a little deeper, and it could actually still hit this 4-hour fair value gap. I'm looking to actually short right here as well. So these are my main level. I took a short right here, might not work out. I took a short right here if it presents itself, and of course right here, this is a nice level. I really want to see it respect at least this level, and I don't want to see the candle eat up this fair value gap. If it eats up and holds strong as a bullish candle, I might actually flip my bias, but as of right now, I'm still bearish on Euro JPY. So that's my trade for now. You can see this is how we're at right now. I was up a little bit more, but you know, the fluctuation. So let's see where it goes. Am I going to get stopped out, or am I going to be okay? So we'll see how that goes. And like I said, every trade, I only took a nice little 3-lot sell, about 0.5% per trade. I'm up 95.3 right now, but we'll see how that goes later. But yeah, that's the update for today, and see how it goes. Peace out, y'all.
3/14/24.
Everybody, it's just another day of trading, and today we got some news. I'm gonna keep you guys updated on my trades, what happened, and today is Thursday, so we got some core PPI that happened recently. I'm just explaining the aftermath and what happened recently to my trades. So yeah, let's get in with it. So let me show you where I'm at right now. I actually got stopped out a few times on UJ. I got stopped out twice in the sells, right? Because we had news, and I anticipated news to still sell, but you know, news, we like to manipulate and take liquidity. So I got stopped out. I got stopped up at the Euro JPY recently too, because of rollover. So I got taken out from the rollover. So what I did was I actually re-entered it again, as you can see. So yeah, every entry you see currently right now is a re-entry. But I got stopped out of UJ twice because of news, and I'm still bearish bias, so I just re-shorted it again, seeing the price in certain areas. And let me break down why I re-shorted and why I'm still biased and what happened at news. So let's start off with the dollar. The dollar actually rallied a little bit today, pushing back into some gaps. There's an order block right here. This is a fair value gap. I still like the shorts, and I'm still bearish on the dollar because, I mean, technically we're still under the 200 EMA on the 4-hour, and it holds a lot of weight. We broke out. We have bearish structure still. Until I see this whole gap right here get invalidated, I'm still bearish on dollar. So I still see this as a pullback. Same thing with UJ right now. So let's break down UJ real quick and why I took this trade. We took out liquidity here, which stopped me out because I had to stop over here. We actually took out liquidity up here as well. Yeah, we did on the 4-hour. So we took out liquidity there and there, and we hit in the 50 EMA. And then I saw price actually start rejecting, so I got in right away. I actually saw it on the 5-minute. I saw some red candle sells right here. We had some nice divergence on the 5-minute right here. You know what I mean? Higher high, higher lows on the divergence. For divergence, pretty much the RSI is making lower lows, and the price is making higher highs. Divergence. Overall, I'm still bearish bias because of how the structure looks, and I see everything as a pullback, how the dollar looks. GJ has actually been my winner today. I held through it through the night, still held through it, almost took me out by a few pips, but you know, we holding strong, and we're selling off right now. I'm probably looking to take profits at the lows right here for about 100 pips or so, and maybe swing it for the rest of the week that's left. I might break even soon. I don't want to take any more losses because of a pullback, but yeah, it is what it is. Same thing with Euro JPY. So right here, only reason why I got stopped out was because of rollover, and it was a one-day swap, and Wednesday swap rollover is 3 times the rollover. So I got actually stopped out like 5 pips before my stop loss. I got stopped out here, so I just re-entered. Once the rollover in the closing market was done, I re-entered as soon as the rollover was over in the hour. I think it was 5 p.m. Texas time. That's where I'm at. So I got in this short again. I'm still, very short bias on Euro JPY, and yeah, that's the plan. And let's see where I'm at. For my balance and equity, we can actually look right here. I am currently down 93,355.65. I'm up 94,560. I'm looking to run these plays up, and I'm still, in these shorts still. So let's see how it goes. I might break even on one of them, on two of them, because prevent myself a loss. But this is, this is the reality of trading. You're gonna take losses. You're gonna take, you're gonna get wins, and you're gonna get wicked out, or you're gonna break even. This is the reality of trading, and anybody can make profit, but can they maintain it, hold it, and preserve their capital? That's the hard part, right? And continue getting in the markets and not being fearful, and risk management. That's what I had. Have you noticed that I've been taking like small 0.5% trades roughly? So I've been taking small cuts, but when I do hit, I'm going to hit like 1 in 5, 1 in 3. So I'm going to be making back up and slowly build. So we'll see how the week ends. But yeah, that's about it for now. Peace out, y'all.
3/14/24 Asian session.
Recap on my trade and what was going on. Well, got some interesting news for you guys. First of all, I got stopped out of my UJ trade again for minus 182. I only took a small little loss. This is why risk management is such a powerful thing when you're in drawdown, or if you're losing money. You should always learn how to manage your risk so you can always survive. And for my other two trades, let me just break it down for you guys real quick. Let's go with, first let's start with GJ, and then we'll go with the other one. So for GJ, I actually got out of it. I felt really iffy about it because I realized the market isn't doing what I expected to do. The numbers were conflicting, the news conflicting. So the US dollar right now for core PPI, core retails PPI, and also unemployment actually came out better than I expected. Let's see. Oh, I'm probably in the wrong one right here. Hold on. There you go. Yeah, so unemployment claims is actually better than expected for actual numbers because it's lower. If unemployment claims is lower, is actually a good thing. PPI better than expected. Core PPI better than expected, 0.3%. So yeah, there was a lot of conflicting numbers for the dollar to actually go down. So I was expecting the dollar to go down, but the dollar rallied. It rallied into here. I mean, we'll still see. I mean, it's still, in the technical aspect, it technically still looks like a pullback. So we'll see. But as of now, the numbers are a little conflicting for my buys. So I got out. I mean, I got taken out. It's fine. As of now, I'm actually flipping long. So this is the beautiful thing about the market. Sometimes you got to admit defeat. You got to look at the market in a new perspective and realize, hey, maybe we're actually bullish. Maybe we're not bearish. Maybe my bias was wrong, right? So we'll see how that develops. We still have some news tomorrow. On Friday, we got some news, Empire State Manufacturing Index and prelim consumer sentiment, but we'll see how this plays out. I'm still working on understanding my fundamentals, and I realize if you can understand fundamentals and pair it with technicals, it's such a powerful thing, right? And man, so yeah, it took me down to 93,426.30. Yes, I'm going to explain to you about my Bitcoin short and why I took this short. This was actually something that I was eyeballing where, yes, Bitcoin's been rallying. Yes, Bitcoin is on a bullish trajectory, but we just had some numbers. We just had some news recently, and it looks like the dollar rallied, and when the dollar is rallying, usually means risk on asset is most likely gonna lose money and be bearish. So I saw Bitcoin sell off and then retest a fair value gap right here, and as you can see on the 15-minute, I took a short right here at 71,946.96 based on technicals and fundamentals. And as you can see, I am up 3.8K currently. I'm going to see how far I can run it up as of now. I mean, it looks like we're going to pull back a lot. We've been rallying for weeks now. So we made new all-time high. Congrats to Bitcoin. I mean, we're up, 73,000 plus. Biggest, the highest has ever been, and this is history being made on Bitcoin. Anyways, aside from that, my targets are probably gonna be these lower. Let's go on the daily. I do see it pull back a little harder, so I could probably see it pull back to at least the 53K area right here in this nice little, I guess you could call it an order block or consolidation area. So this is a nice little support area right here, which I'm looking to mainly take profit. Of course, I have other earlier levels just in case we reverse, but as of now, I mean, the dollar is giving me bullish signs. As of now, we broke some structures right here. We broke in some fair value gaps. We actually invalidated some smaller time frame fair value gaps. So this is a red flag for me when it comes to my current bias. So I'm actually looking for UJ longs possibly because of that. This is my main pair that I trade. I mean, most likely GJ could be going for longs too. I'm not too sure. I might stay away from DJ for a little while and stick to just UJ and something that moves a little bit more fluid with the dollar, because GJ is a little bit conflicting. As of that, yeah, so Bitcoin shorts is kind of for the win for the week. I mean, this is the beauty about trading. You know, there's lots of ups, there's lots of downs. As long as you have your psychology, your risk management right. I mean, I got the technicals right. I need to work on our fundamentals, and just making these videos in itself is a good kind of journaling for myself, and to figure out where I'm at and how to flip my bias and how to fix. So when I look back into these videos, I can look, oh, this is where I went wrong. This is what I can do better. This is what I can do right, because, you know, this is a journey of self-mastery, and this is a journey of just becoming better day by day. And, you know, sometimes, you know, you got to take your ego and your pride out the way, because the charts don't care about anything. Charts don't care who you are, how long you've been trading, your emotions. They don't care. Can you make money? That's the main thing, and I'm here to make money. So that's my goal. And as of right now, I am up equity 97,000. So it's looking like I'm making a pretty strong comeback. And I fixed my bias. I'm fixing my mess ups. I was definitely taking the wrong side of the market for a little bit, so it's okay. Like I said, risk management, understanding where you went wrong, understanding if you feel uneasy about a trade, feel free to break even or just get out the trade. I mean, you know, I was taking some losses here and there, but look at my losses were very tiny, about 0.5%, less than 0.5%, and I kept it small, and my wins are usually pretty big. If you look at right here, I mean, I did take some big losses here, but I mean, look at my wins are usually pretty big overall. So it's all right, you know. I'm in a little bit of drawdown, and we'll get out of it. I'm just gonna keep maintaining my risk management. As of the trade right now, I'm actually already in break even. I did risk 0.5%. Like I said, when I'm in drawdown, I like to risk small and win big on my winners. So yeah, I'm risking 0.5%, and I'm already at break even. So this is technically a risk-free trade from here on out, wherever it goes. And I'm still a little more bearish on Bitcoin as of now. As of for a pullback, it's overdue for a pullback based on the technicals and the fundamentals. And I'm gonna be moving forward. I'm actually gonna be working more on fundamentals and then getting into technicals for the entry, stop loss, and TP. Because if I just go technicals and I brush aside the fundamentals, which I went wrong, and I have a buddy of mine, his name is Jay, and he's been helping me with the fundamental side. He's a phenomenal fundamentalist, and he's really good at macro outlook. So I really, you know, shout out to Jay Trades. Shout out to you, man. You definitely helping me with the info and the fundamental part, and this is where it's at. So fundamentals, technicals, such a powerful thing, and we'll see where it goes. But as of that, I'll keep you guys updated on the trade. And as of right now, this is Asian session, Thursday, March 14, 2024 Asian session. So yeah, this is where I'm at right now. Peace out, y'all.
3:15:24.
What's up, everybody? Well, let me keep you updated on everything and how the trades went. And let's see right here. I actually closed out my Bitcoin trade at $3,865 in profits. And then just this morning, New York, London, I actually took a buy on US CAD. I took one little loss on the first one. I actually took a buy on GJ, which profited me 1.7K, and I took another stab at USD CAD for $491 profit. And let me break down those trades for you and why I got in and everything. All right, well, let's start with the Bitcoin. Well, right here, Bitcoin made a pullback, as you can see right here, into this fair value gap. And as soon as I seen that, I took a short. And of course, you want to go on the 5-minute right here. As soon as I see it touch the fair value gap, and I saw this nice little wick rejection on the 15-minute, I was like, all right, this is probably a nice short. So I went in short right here, like I said, 71946.96, stop loss above then, and I got out halfway through right here. I got out somewhere right here for, like I said, 3.8K. At its highest, it was at like 5K, but you know, I was being a little greedy. I saw some rejection. I just kind of got out. So I mean, that was a nice little trade. I risked 500. I made 3.8K. So that's what 1 and 8 almost, 1 and 7.5. So that's a phenomenal 1 and 8 RR trade, phenomenal trade. So right here, USD CAD, right here, as you can see, I got in right here at 1.35191, and then stop loss right below at the wick, 1.35092. I got out a little earlier because, you know, it was closing time and the market rollover, and it was a Friday today, so, you know, I wanted to get out as soon as possible, and I didn't want to hold through the weekend. So I just got out around here for about $500. And of course, I did take a buy a little earlier too. When it came down to right here, I took a little buy right around here, and it kept going a little lower. And as it went lower, I caught the buy. There was a support here. These wicks right here, wick rejection, also came into a fair value gap. Also, we had fundamentals. One thing that I'm working on is fundamentals and technicals equals my trading ideas, right? So I want them to be aligned, and then after that, I want to see the technicals on the charts, and then that's when I strike. So I've noticed so far it's been giving me a lot better results. And then right here, same thing with GJ. I went to go look for the buy, and I bought right here at 188.960. I put my stop loss below this wick. I almost got wicked out right here. I took this trade, I think, overnight. Yeah, so I almost got wicked out, but it went up, and you know, I still had fundamentals on my side, and this was just a manipulation candle. So that was a close call, but at the same time, I was still pretty confident. I probably would have gotten in again, knowing that the fundamentals are there and the technicals are still there. We actually tapped into this nice little 4-hour order block right here, and if you really want to go and get a nice sniper entry, you can actually go on the 15-minute right here, and we have another order block right here on the 15-minute. So that would have been the best entry right here, knowing my fundamentals, knowing that the technicals are setting up. So I could have probably put a limit here, put a stop loss below here, but you know, it's all good. I still got in the trade, and it was a nice, I think I risked 0.7%, got out at 1.7K, 1.8K, so that's about 1.1 and 2R almost, a little bit over 2.5R, 1 and 2.5R, so that's a nice little trade. And let's see, UJ, I had a setup right here on this 4-hour fair value gap. I didn't take it. I missed the trade. I thought we're a little bit too high, but you know, there's no such thing as too high because it can keep going. And yeah, UJ just started rallying. Overall, this week has been kind of slow, I must say, because I mean, UJ to only make about 260 pip move, that's a pretty slow week for me because I'm used to UJ when it's actually moving. I mean, we usually get like a nice little like 300-400 pip. Like this was one whole week right here. This was about like almost 400 pips. So I'm used to moves like that. And yeah, that's the trade. And let me show you my balance. So we actually made a nice little recovery. We are back at 99,304, so close to break even. And I mean, what more can I ask for? I just kept, focus, kept my risk management. As you can see, I took really small losses, and just every time I was on the wrong side, I made sure that I fixed myself and to make sure I flip my bias as soon as I catch myself. And like I said, getting the fundamentals in with the technicals is just another game changer. So moving forward, I'm definitely going to be doing that. And that pretty much concludes my week. And yeah, that's about it. Peace out, y'all.